What is going on, SHIB Army? It is Ahmed, and I am back today with yet another video for you all. And today we're going to talk about Shiba Inu as the overall cryptocurrency market has been pulling back. There are some things that I want to clear up regarding Shibaswap. A lot of people have been wondering, how is SHIB token, leash, bone, all these different things, how is this all going to work when Shibaswap is released? Can we make sense of it? The wolf paper is pretty confusing. So again, I'm going to try to simplify it as much as possible throughout this video. But first, let's look at the price action. So the overall cryptocurrency market, as you guys can see, has almost wiped out $1 trillion just like that. Over the last month or so, we've seen just a continued pullback, and it's been pretty steady overall, but again, in the downwards trajectory. So if we look at Shiba Inu's price action, it actually has been holding pretty strong, which actually makes me pretty excited about it, right? We're trying to find where the most comfortable level of support is, which we have not found yet. But right now, as you guys can see, over the last 7 days, really trading extremely sideways. Not much up or down movement. There has been maybe some intraday trading that is going on, which is creating, again, some decent opportunities to buy in, what we call buying the dip. But overall, trading pretty sideways. If you would have invested, 7 days today, last Saturday, pretty much getting in at the same exact price that it is today on Saturday, May 29th. Now, what does this mean? For people who are trying to get into Shiba Inu, there's just one thing you can always consider is finding support. When we find things trading sideways, consolidating, in other words, that is a support line. Before I continue, just remember my channel is not for financial advice, nor am I a financial advisor. Rather, I just try to get you guys on the plays and the things that I am doing. And with Shiba Inu specifically, right now, when we see an overall sideways movement, before any breakouts or any news, of course, that just means there's potentially good entry points to get into right now. So currently at 7.7 Satoshi units, you can kind of think about it as, hey, I am buying the dip, and I'm buying where it's pretty comfortable staying for a really long period of time. So again, for the last almost couple weeks or so, you can kind of say it's been consolidating pretty well. So for anyone that's trying to get into Shiba Inu, think about doing that soon. Now, we're going to go into the wolf paper and discuss the tokenomics of Shibaswap and SHIB token. But before I do so, I do want to mention that in the description below, I have 2 links. One for BlockFi, where you get up to $250 worth of free Bitcoin. And if you deposit $100 into your BlockFi account, you get an additional $25 for doing so. And then for Webull, get your 2 free stocks, folks. You have 2 more days through the 31st of May. You get 2 free stocks valued up to $1,850 when you click the link below and deposit $100 into your account. So check it out, get your free money. Again, just a pretty big opportunity that I don't want you guys to miss out on. Now, Shibaswap. So how did I get to where all the information I'll be sharing with you guys today? It's directly on their website. So if you go to shibatoken.com, I'll put the link in the description below, and click read the wolf paper. Now, one caveat to everything I'll mention today is the wolf paper 2.0, which again, for all of you who don't really understand what a wolf paper is. So generally speaking, most companies that have, especially startups, they have something called a white paper that is typically on their website. And a white paper will explain kind of their narrative, where they're headed, the projections. So for those of you who are invested in stocks, we think of investor presentations. Investor presentations are very, very similar to white papers in that they talk about their fundamentals, and again, some of the direction that they're heading towards in the near and long-term future. So on the wolf paper 1.0, again, an update is coming as soon as Shibaswap is released. They do mention what is the idea of Shiba Inu and where are they heading, where are they headed with Shibaswap. So it's extremely confusing, but actually, in reality, it's pretty simplified. So as you guys already know, first and foremost, Shiba as an entire platform, the Shiba Inu, it started off as a meme currency, right? If we look at the overall price action, we know when it was first released, people got into it thinking, hey, this is another dog coin. This is this is one that's going to compete with Dogecoin. Again, people think about it as the Dogecoin killer. That's what it was first, the term that was coined around Shiba Inu. Now, what the developers have decided to do after the release, or maybe this is something they've had planned all along, was create this Shibaswap platform. So Shibaswap, basically, again, it's going to be a place. They mentioned things like burying, and right, if you're part of the Discord, you probably saw a message from one of the developers saying, something about bone, burying, these different liquidity pools. All these different things are just basically a lot of jargon for you and I as retail investors, as people that just want to understand, how am I going to make money? Now, for Shibaswap, basically what it is again, it's a place for you to stake and for you to farm SHIB, Bone, and also Leash. It's going to be the three currencies that, I guess we can think about them as currencies, tokens, whatever you want to call them. But it's, again, the three of them are going to be the mainstay for Shiba Inu as a platform. That's how it's going to start off. The ultimate goal in the long-term future is going to allow, Shibaswap is going to start allowing the trading of all cryptocurrencies. So I'm not talking about just those three, but instead things like Bitcoin, Ethereum. But of course, all of that does take time. And so they're going to basically start this with what we pretty much can think about as a pilot. So piloting with these three. And again, the SHIB Informer has been giving us updates over time. So just yesterday, he mentioned that basically when it comes to the Shibaswap status, right here, there was an audit that found a potential issue in one of the mechanics of the swap. This was fixed and sent back to the auditors. So as soon as they give basically the green light, as mentioned on this post, and when they're given the green light, that is the time when the developers will publish and allow people to start using Shibaswap to farm and stake their tokens. So people have been asking me, what is better, in my opinion? Is it to bury or is it to dig, right? Farm versus staking. So it's basically what you want to do. Do you want to farm more SHIB tokens, or do you want to be part of the verification process? In my understanding, again, do you want to be part of the verification process in the blockchain when it comes to people who are looking to buy and sell SHIB tokens? So ultimately, the idea is identify the way that will make you basically the most money. Are you someone who can, again, it's just basically, it's going to end up coming down to computing power, right? Because that's how most of the mining works. Now, until the Wolf Paper 2.0 comes out, we won't necessarily know or actually understand how this mining exactly will work. But again, what you could do is, maybe split it up, do some digging as well as some burying. But regardless, the idea, again, is you're going to continue to get incentivized to do so, and you're going to see returns. So you could see that they talk about the status. This is, again, as of end of April. Basically, with SHIB incentives, you get double returns. So for burying your SHIB tokens, for Bone returns. And each of these has different value. Bone, by ticker, has a different value than SHIB token. And of course, that has a different value than Leash. But the three of them together are going to be part of this, overall ecosystem that is part of the Shiba Inu, the entire blockchain. We already know that it's part of the Ethereum blockchain. Yes, this is true. But regardless, that's what we're trying to figure out right now. And they have not given us definitive answers quite yet. So I would say if you are someone who understands blockchain really well, maybe you're a computer scientist, maybe you can go in and look through their Wolf Paper. But the reason that they're making a new one is they realized how confusing it is for someone like you and I, who are not people who studied this or do this for a living. Because you could see it says dig for bones, farming by bringing your SHIB to Ethereum, Uni V2, right? A lot of jargon. So again, not very easy to comprehend or grasp, but just know. The main thing you need to understand is Shiba Inu, as soon as Shibaswap is released, that's going to be a milestone for the entire platform. Because now we're shifting. We're shifting from something that was once a meme token to now a token with utility. And the Shiba army is already so strong. And the fact is, right now, as it dips, it's gonna allow new investors to hopefully start investing, because they're gonna see, hey, for the last 7 days, the overall cryptocurrency market has been pulling back, the last month actually. But since then, Shiba Inu, sure, it took a hit, but now it's found a decent level of support. So again, we're not looking at too much of the technicals, but it's simple. Look at the overall chart, nothing too high. People get skeptical when they see something continue to dip day after day, month after month, and then they say, okay, it hasn't found any support line. But based off basic technical analysis, you could see here, trading sideways, fantastic entry points for those who are going to enter in on this play. Now, my opinion, as I've mentioned in previous videos, I also mentioned it on my live stream, is I would prefer if the developers wait to release Shibaswap. Why do I say so? Right now, the overall market has been pulling back. We need some catalysts in the overall market to start creating some buying pressure. If that occurs, and the excitement returns back into the entire crypto market, we see Bitcoin go back to 40,000, maybe even 50,000. As we see this run up, and then Shibaswap is released during that time period, that the bulls are back out, we're seeing double-digit green days day after day, that is the perfect time to drop good news, because I always compare back to a stock that comes near and dear to me, and that is Zomedica, right? So for all of you who are returning subscribers, you know what I talk about, and I mentioned this on my stream. But if you see here what happened with the release of Zomedica's True Forma, which is equivalent to, again, I just paralleled it to what? Shibaswap. So the overall penny stock market, and again, this is the stock market, yes, was on a rally. Basically all the beginning of 2021 going into end of 2020, beginning of 2021. Huge bull run. Now, it started off as kind of a little bit of a meme. People were, targeted it on Reddit, similar to Shiba Inu, and then some utility came into play, right? Shibaswap, again, we're paralleling back and forth. And so as soon as they announced that the True Forma device was released, boom, middle of March, this thing almost went back to its all-time highs. Now, going back to Shiba Inu, guess what? Same exact idea. As soon as Shibaswap is released, in my opinion, I think we'll go back to all-time highs. But because the overall market was pulling back, we saw, based off the even basic technical analysis, were telling us that we are entering some bearish type trading trends and bearish. We were actually entering into a bear market when it came to the penny stock realm. The overall market was performing very, very well, but the penny stock market was not, because people were leaving speculative plays and entering their monies into index funds and things alike. So guess what happened? As soon as people, they were buying in the news in the pre-market, boom, huge sell-off that continued and continued and continued and just seems like it never ended. Now, lately, we've seen some consolidation, but that's not the point of this video. But I want to parallel that back to Shiba Inu because it mimics if you just look at the overall price action, it literally is almost exactly the same copy-paste. So it just so happens that I did cover this one heavily on my channel, and Shiba Inu is right now following the same trends. So I just wanted to give you guys that information just so you're all made aware of what to kind of expect. And that's why I would prefer that Shibaswap is released as soon as the overall cryptocurrency market starts to pick back up and we see it maybe go over the $2 trillion hump. Because if that happens, again, in my opinion, that's going to hopefully get the bulls back out and the excitement. But right now, as it dips, it continues to dip. Not the best time for a platform or a cryptocurrency like Shiba Inu to disclose or release something as such. And that could be part of the delay. Yes, there's some auditing going on, but it could be that developers are thinking like I am. They're thinking, hey, why would we drop something so magnificent? And that's something that's going to create some buying pressure at a bearish time. So that's all I had for you guys today. Thank you so much for tuning in. And until next time, everybody, keep investing.